Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another options and play video update. So I kind of alluded to an idea in last night's letter talking about how there are signs that this tech move to the downside is a little bit different than recent pullbacks. And one of the things was I was saying that there are a lot of big names breaking really important monthly support levels, okay? Or there's a lot of maybe a lot of names breaking significant support levels. Okay, some of the names less significant than others, but some of the names less impactful than others. But there are a lot of signs that what had been kind of like a Teflon market with like really fast snapbacks, we're starting to see a little bit of a change of character. Okay, so talk about just quickly highlighting what I mean. Three tech names, but also one pretty big pharma name too. So Salesforce just had earnings, right? Now this wasn't really a huge level, but it was a several month important level. And you'll notice that just over the last few days, Salesforce is both losing recent support and also the 200-day. Okay, so Salesforce really had not spent a whole lot of time underneath that 200-day in a while. I mean, the last time was the March swoon of last year. So Salesforce hanging out underneath its 200-day is definitely kind of like a noticeable breakdown, especially kind of like a leading software name, right? Other two, maybe not considered leaders, but also high growth momentum names that are seeing significant breaks of monthly support, right? So this was like a Teflon software name. Time and time again it rolled over, and time again it bounced, and now over the past 2 weeks it's starting to break, right? So another sign of maybe bulls being less resilient, less demand, right? Frog, new issue. This was a pretty hyped new IPO. It performed fairly well, held steady time again at 60. Now all of a sudden starting to break monthly support, right? So these were names that had been Teflon, even though maybe not performing the best, right? They would keep bouncing at support, bouncing at point. Bulls would keep stepping in, and now they're starting to lose those levels as people seem to be a little bit less reluctant to put on risk, right? Merck, huge name, right? Huge farmer name. Basically, every single dip since it rallied in April had been bought, right? Once it got down into like the mid 70s, like 74, 75. Now, what are you noticing, right? Actually, I gotta write to this. You'll notice that the dip is not getting bought. It keeps sliding and starting to break massive monthly support levels, right? So, you know, it's starting to seem like people are much less interested in stepping in immediately on some of these names, and it's tech, but it's also a lot of other big names too. So you just have to be very mindful of what you're buying, where you're buying it, and keeping stops tight when you do buy, because a lot of things just keep sliding, and we haven't really seen this in a few months, or maybe like 6 to 7 months, where things have really pulled back pretty sharply, and they don't always rebound right away. So there are quality setups, right, and there are definitely setups that are worth taking a shot on, but I want to stress this like as much as I can, that you need to have tight stops, right? If something starts to break, you need to have a point where you say, okay, I have to exit, because there are a lot of things that are breaking and they're not coming back. They just keep sliding and sliding, losing some really big support levels. All right. Um, Eventually, I'm sure we will get a nice rebound. I just don't know when and what level it's going to come off of. So, taking things day by day. When the tape changes, you adjust, and then when we start to see bullish action playing out again, then we will adjust back. All right. Still be a busy week. Still a lot going on. Still a lot of things flying around. So there should be trade opportunities out there. All right, guys. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information on swing trading with options or hedging with options, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. Hope you have a wonderful night. Stay well, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.